What should we do? I need some advice. Amy showed up today.
Amy? Why?
She had her house reclaimed because she couldn't pay. She asked if she could live with us for a bit.
Is she really that broke? She got a share of your dad's estate when he died, right?
She did, but I'm pretty sure she sold the land straight away. Then she blew it all really quickly on stupid stuff.
It's not even been 1 year. I can't believe it. How could she have spent that much money in that time? That land must have been worth a small fortune.
I know, but she somehow managed to blow all of it. She's broke. I know she's my sister, so I shouldn't say this, but she never ceases to amaze me with how stupid she can be. I'm just glad that I'm the one that inherited the house. It wouldn't have lasted a week if Amy got her hands on it. Dad was a clever guy for thinking about how to divide up his inheritance.
Isn't inheritance fun? To be fair, you weren't left that much. A small house and a tiny plot of land. Weren't you lucky?
That's better than nothing, though. We were able to get out of that tiny apartment because of the house. I really am thankful to Dad for that. He worked so hard to be able to pass the house on to us. But if it were given to Amy, it would be sold in a heartbeat. She's just wired differently, isn't she?
To be honest, I don't think what she did was really wrong. What was she supposed to do with the plot of land? I think it was much better that she sold the land and used the money.
I suppose you could argue either side. More importantly, what will you do if Amy goes to you to ask about living with us? If I say no, then she's bound to ask you. I think we have to be clear with her if it's a no.
Isn't it fine? I have no issue with it.
So you want to say yes to her living with us?
I mean, there's no reason to say no, is there?
Well, she's unemployed at the moment. We'll have to support her entirely if she moves in with us. I really doubt she'll try and find a job. She's so lazy.
She's your sister, though. Don't you want to help her? She seems to be having a tough time at the moment.
Yeah, she is. But is it on us to help? It's not like we have the money to support someone else right now.
How about if we tell her that she has to help around the house if she stays with us? I don't think it'll be a huge change to have one more adult in the house. We can probably make it work with our budget, right? We're pretty good at saving money. If we can put a little effort in, I think we can do it.
Sorry to be rude, but you can't be that naive, can you? The amount we bring in every month is nowhere near enough. We'll be absolutely broke if we let her stay.
Maybe you have a point. How much do you think we'd need to make it work?
For all of us, we'd need about $1,500 a month.
What? That much? We would need $1,500 for 3 adults? We get by fine with $1,000 a month, though, don't we?
For us, it's enough, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a low budget for a couple. Bear in mind, we're given a lot of freebies. We get vegetables from our patch and that kind of thing. That helps.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Also, with the money from your part-time job, we have a decent amount.
My part-time income goes to tax and repaying your student loans. With whatever's left, it goes on house repairs and other boring stuff. There's not a penny left for us. I really do want to save more, but it just seems impossible. Is there no more money from your salary to go towards our budget?
I can't give any more than I already do. You know how little I make each month.
Well, then it's decided. I'll say no to Amy living with us. We aren't well off enough to support her.
I think you should do something for her. She needs your help. Imagine if she had nowhere to go and died in a ditch somewhere. You'd never forgive yourself. What would you even say to her when you reject her? Imagine how embarrassing it would be to admit to her we're broke.
I don't care about telling her. I'm not stuck up like that. Everyone knows we aren't loaded anyway.
It might not be embarrassing for you, but it is for me as her brother-in-law. I really don't want everyone in the family thinking we're poor. I'll sort something out to get the $1,500 a month. If we had that much, we'd be fine, right?
I'm sure you'll be able to work something out.
Don't tell Amy she can't stay. I'll work something out for sure.
Okay, I'll tell her it's fine.
I left this month's money on the living room table.
Thank you. But it's only $400. That's not enough. Where's the other $1,100 that we need?
Did you lose all that hard-earned cash?
No, there really was only $400 in there.
Wait, what? You aren't joking? Are you sure you didn't accidentally spend it and forget or something?
I literally just opened the envelope. There was definitely only $400 in there.
I'm absolutely sure I put $1,500 in there. Try to remember. You must have spent it on something.
Don't treat me like I'm stupid. I didn't spend it on anything. I can guess exactly what you did. You took it out and gambled it away, didn't you?
What? No, that's not true. I know how important that money is. I didn't lose all of that money. Do you have any idea how hard I worked for that money?
I told you that I didn't spend it. Stop treating me like I did.
You're lying. I know you. You went out and blew it, didn't you? You conned me to get more cash, didn't you? You stupid woman.
I never tricked you. I never did that to you.
If you admit to it now, then I'll forgive you. What did you spend my money on?
I never touched the envelope before opening it. Isn't there a chance that you got the amount wrong?
You're really trying to put the blame on me. That really is shameless. You're insane. You're a waste of space. For this month, you'll have to get by with the $400 alone.
That's impossible.
It's your mistake. Is $1,500 enough for 3 adults?
How have you decided that I'm entirely to blame? Why won't you believe me?
Shut up. Don't make me any more angry than I already am. Anyway, this month you'll have to make do with the $400. I'm not giving you any more money than was in that envelope.
Think about this logically. It's impossible to get by with that little. You keep money aside for your lunch, so you're okay. But we'll starve.
Eat the weeds in the garden, then. There's a good chance for you to learn the real value of money.
Where are you? I haven't seen you since lunchtime. I'm just off on a little walk. Before you went out, you were in the living room, right? What were you doing in there? I wasn't doing anything special. Why? You're saying I did something wrong? I saw you. I saw you take money from the envelope of cash that's for our living costs. I'm right, aren't I? I checked afterwards, and there was only $300 in the envelope. I didn't do anything! It must have been you that lost the money, no? I took a picture of you taking the money out, Amy. I saw you acting suspiciously when you went into the living room, so I started recording. You secretly recorded me? That's so messed up! I know it was a bit messed up to record you, but I had to prove that it's you that's stealing the money. You stole some of last month's money, too. I just figured I'd borrow some. Why didn't you tell me? Daniel thought it was me that stole the money. You know that, right? I'm sorry. I thought you'd kick me out of the house if you found out. If I were kicked out, I don't know what I'd do. I tried so hard to make ends meet last month. And to make matters worse, Daniel thinks I'm a thief. I had to sell the fur coat that Mom passed down to me. It meant so much to me. I never wanted to sell it. But Daniel kept on saying horrible things to me. I had no choice. Wow! You really sold it? You shouldn't feel bad. It is what it is. It was a smelly old coat anyway. Wasn't it a waste just having it in your wardrobe? It made more sense to have the money. It's not about the money. That coat contains so many memories. Have you forgotten? Mom always used to wear that exact fur coat to every school event and celebration we ever had. Really? I can't remember it. How can you be so heartless? First you sold the land that Dad passed down to you, and now you can't remember such an important coat. You're unbelievable! It wasn't a big deal that I sold the land. I was broke. You were only broke because you waste your money on stupid things. You've always spent your money on stupid stuff. You've always tried to live the life of luxury. Remember all the branded clothes, trips abroad? You never had the money for any of it. You used to steal money from Mom and Dad's wallets when you were a student too, right? Don't go on at me about that. We were all young and dumb once. Isn't what you're doing exactly the same? When will you grow up? You can't be this terrible with money forever. Even now, you're lying about being on a walk. You're out having fun somewhere, aren't you? Where have you really been today? I think it's better if you don't know, to be honest. What do you mean? Don't be like that. Spit it out. Where have you been? No. It would really be better if you don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of interest in moving in with you at first, did I? You invited me, right? What are you saying? I hope you had a nice day at work. I've got something to tell you. I think you'll be excited to hear.
What is all this about randomly? What were you excited for?
I found out who stole the money last month.
I already know. It was you?
Amy took money out of the envelope. I saw her taking money out of this month's envelope too. When I confronted her about it, she admitted that it was her. And not only that, but she's got other debt too.
What? Are you being serious?
She's a real piece of work. So, don't you have anything to say to me? You accused me of using the money without any proof and said so much terrible stuff to me. You called me shameless and a waste of space. You were wrong all along.
I may have been wrong about it being you. But it was your sister. Don't you feel like you have some responsibility for her?
Even if I do, it's not a good enough reason to say such mean things to me, is it? I should be saying all that stuff to you.
Why are you passing the buck on to me? I haven't done anything wrong.
Why don't you tell me what Amy spent the money on? You know what she spent it on, right? A night in a hotel with you?
What? Wait a second. What are you saying?
I know that you went to a hotel together last night, and you used the money that Amy stole.
I really have no idea what you're saying. Why do you think I'm at a hotel with Amy? Today is a weekday, right? It's a working day for me.
I called your office, and they said you went home early because you weren't feeling good. But you didn't say anything to me.
You called my office? I've been at the dentist getting a cavity filled.
You left your health insurance card on the living room table.
I forgot about that.
So if you really were going to the dentist, wouldn't it have been better to come home and get it first? The dentist that we go to is in the neighborhood.
I sometimes feel like going to different dentists. Today is a different dentist. I don't like my normal one.
What kind of trash excuse is that? Who even says that? That's ridiculous. I know you were messaging Amy last night. I wonder what you were arranging.
What?
You were arranging going to a hotel together today, weren't you?
Did you look at my phone? And at Amy's messages? Or did she show you?
I told her that if she gave me all the evidence I need to file for divorce, I wouldn't make a claim against her for the money. She couldn't have been more willing to help me.
Wait a minute. Can you first listen to what I have to say?
Go on.
It wasn't serious between Amy and I. I just gave in to some immature temptation. You're the one I love.
No way. You can't be saying that to me now. Would you call your lover a waste of space?
I was too worked up when I said that. Because I thought my hard-earned cash had been wasted.
But even so, you still couldn't believe your own wife, could you? You unleashed a one-sided storm of blame onto me. And you still say that you love me? Don't make me laugh.
I'm sorry. I'm apologizing. I really do think that from the bottom of my heart I was disrespectful.
Shut up. I know it was you that made the move on Amy, not the other way round. She's really hot, isn't she?
Don't be like that. I just had a moment of weakness.
How do you explain this message then?
Amy, your chest is the best I've ever seen. I wish my wife had a chest like yours. I was wrong to have married that out-of-date ugly woman.
Who is that out-of-date ugly woman? Even if you had a moment of weakness, Do you think it's normal to speak like that about your wife?
I lied. Amy loved hearing me insult you. So I lied about those things to make her happy.
What? Is that true? That's very interesting to hear. I bet you've said so much terrible stuff about me to Amy up to now.
No, that's not it. It was just the one time that I said bad things about you.
Are you still trying to make excuses? You're only digging your own grave here. You talking trash about me isn't the only reason why I can't forgive you. It's also because of the way you treat me in general. You pushed me to the edge. In order to make ends meet, I sold my mom's fur coat.
I'm sorry. If it's a fur coat you want, I'll buy you another one.
It wasn't a coat you could just replace. My mom was sick and died when I was 20. I loved her. She was so kind. I was so proud when she passed it on to me. I couldn't wait to wear it to a special event one day. But the chance for that is gone and will never come again.
I didn't know that you sold something that precious to you. I wish you'd have told me earlier that you were at your wit's end. I would have given you more money.
You're full of crap! When I inherited it, you snorted and told me, it's just a fur coat, when I told you about it. You really don't know how to love, do you? What happened today was just more proof of that.
That's not true.
However much you apologize, it won't get me back that coat. I can't go back to a time before you trampled on my heart. I tried so hard to get by on a small amount of money, like you said. Going through such hardship up to now just made me look like an idiot. I would have been so much happier if you'd paid your student loans back yourself. I could have used my part-time job money on myself rather than you.
Well, let's do it like that then. I'll pay off my own student loans and give you more for living costs. I'll give you $2,000 a month from now on.
You never said your salary was as high as that. Don't tell me you've been lying about your salary all this time.
To be fully honest, I got a raise last year.
How much was the raise? So how much did you hide from me and waste?
The amount I get into my account is around $2,500.
What happened to the 1,000 left over then?
I spent it drinking, talking to women, and going out with Amy. That's the honest truth.
Wow, you're really trying to seem like the nice guy by being honest at this point. But it's too late. I don't believe a single word you say. And one more thing. I'm making Amy settle her debts. If you count what she took from us, she took about $80,000.
$80,000?
That's why she sold Dad's land so damn fast.
I was an idiot. Forgive me, please. I'll absolutely be better from now on.
The reason you don't want to separate from me is because you don't want to lose the house, right? You talked to Amy, right? You told her that you wanted to sell the house and land to make money, didn't you?
How much did you two talk?
We talked enough. Either way, it doesn't matter. I can't be with you anymore. I'm going to rinse you out in the divorce settlement.
Please. I don't have that kind of money.
If you cancel your life insurance, you'll get some money back for sure. I'll squeeze everything I have out of you to get my money.
I'm completely lost for words.
Isn't it a good opportunity for you to learn the value of money? Just like I said, I got the money I wanted in the divorce settlement. Now I'm living alone and in peace. Daniel told his company that he bunked off to go to a hotel with his lover. His boss was so mad and demoted him. The boss dropped his salary to the lowest he could. Daniel, of course, went to Amy for relief from the heartache. They were married within a year of him divorcing me. But Amy was still carrying 80 grand of debt. Not only that, but she went back to her extravagant lifestyle and her debt skyrocketed. It seems that after the pressure of the debt built, Amy was forced to get involved with some unsavory characters. No one knows what she discussed with these people exactly, but Amy has been seen roaming the streets at night. Probably working.
Hi, Ashley. Where do you keep the cleaning supplies?
Hi, Emila. What do you mean?
I'm at your house now. Didn't Jack tell you?
I'm confused. You're at my house? Why?
In the meantime, I'll see what I can do about this mess.
What mess? Amala? Hey, honey, your mom just texted me. Apparently from our house? She's also asking for cleaning supplies. Why is she there? She won't tell me. What's going on?
Hey, sweetie, don't get mad, okay? You remember my dad passed away a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
Well, my mom hasn't been dealing with it very well, living alone and all. So I was thinking maybe it would be better if she stayed with us, at least for a little while.
I see what you mean. I do feel sorry for your mom, and I wouldn't want her to be lonely, but having her live with us is quite a big change. We'd lose our privacy, and we wouldn't have the freedom we're used to. Maybe we could explore other options, like selling her house and finding her a nearby apartment. That way she could visit whenever she wanted, and we'd still have our space. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, I think she might have already moved in. That's why she's at our house.
What?
She was crying on the phone when I talked to her last night, and I didn't know what to do. I just said maybe she shouldn't be alone for now. She agreed that she shouldn't be alone. And then this morning when you'd already left for work, she just showed up at the house with a few suitcases. I couldn't send her away, so I set her up in the spare bedroom.
So this wasn't your idea?
No, it wasn't, but she's my mom. How can I say no to her while she's grieving? It would break her heart.
I get that your mom is going through a difficult time right now, but I would have appreciated it if I had a say in this too. Or at least a heads up. Now what am I supposed to do? I haven't had any time to clean the house.
I know, sweetie. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. She really caught me off guard. And don't worry about the house. She's just happy she's not alone. Please, can you give this a chance for me?
I mean, I guess. For your sake, I'll give it a try.
Thanks, sweetie. You're the best. Okay then, I'll see you after work.
See you after work. Love you.
Ashley, your house is such a mess. I really tried to get things sorted myself, but it's just too much to handle. How can you live in such a pigsty? I'm staying here now and things will have to change. You can't leave the house in such a state. Seriously, I can't understand why you let it get so messy.
Oh, hi, Emila. I apologize for the mess. I didn't know you were coming to stay with us, and I haven't had a chance to tidy up yet.
Well, that's not my responsibility. There are dirty dishes all over the kitchen, not to mention crumbs and food stains on the kitchen counter. Regardless of whether I'm here or not, you shouldn't let the place get this bad. And my poor son. How can you expect him to live in a filthy house? As a wife, it's your duty to keep the house clean. My son deserves at least that much.
It's not as bad as it sounds, Emila. There are a few breakfast dishes I haven't had a chance to clean yet because I had to rush to work this morning, and there might be some laundry to do. I'll take care of it when I get back from work.
I don't want to live in a dirty place. You need to come back and clean it now.
I can't do that right now, Emila. I'm at work and I can't just drop everything. You seriously don't expect me to rush home to wash some dishes, right? You do realize I'm at work.
Then what am I supposed to do? It's too dirty and messy for me to be comfortable here. I can't even make myself a cup of coffee. Not a single cup is clean.
If it's really bothering you that much, why don't you clean up the dishes in the kitchen? Or you could go out until I get home from work, or maybe just rest for a while in your room.
Are you seriously suggesting that I clean up the mess you made? Are you calling me lazy? I've just moved in, and it seems like you're trying to assign all your household chores to me already. What's that all about? Do I need to do all the work just so I can live in your messy house?
No, Emila, that's not what I meant at all. I'm not asking you to do any chores. I just wanted to let you know that if the mess was bothering you, you don't have to tolerate it. I can take care of it when I get back from work.
So I'm supposed to endure this filth until you decide it's time to clean up then? And why are you talking to me like I'm a child? I'm not a toddler you can just dismiss and send to their room. Show some respect.
I never said you're a toddler. Please try to understand that I can't take care of it right now and that it'll have to wait. I really have to go back to work now.
Frankly, I don't understand what my son sees in you. You work all day long and don't seem to make a good homemaker at all. You don't do any chores, and I bet you don't take proper care of Jack. He probably has to handle all the housework himself, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one cooking too.
Actually, Amala, you'll be happy to know that I'm the one who manages most of the household duties. I cook dinner, clean the house, and handle other chores. All of that on top of my full-time job. Jack doesn't contribute much in that department.
That can't be true. Jack is perfect. I'm sure he helps out when needed. He does more than you, both at home and in his job.
Okay, Amala. I don't want to argue about this right now, especially while I'm at work. If you keep messaging me, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to reply. I have important tasks to focus on at the moment, and I can't get distracted by this.
So now you're saying I'm not important? That's quite rude of you. I'll make sure Jack hears about this.
I didn't mean it that way, but I really can't talk about this right now. We can discuss this later. Goodbye, Amala.
Ashley, we need to talk.
Hey, honey, what's going on?
How could you speak to my mother the way you did? She just wanted to know if you were planning to do some cleaning when you got home because the house was a bit messy. She didn't want to do anything wrong or misplace things, but you went off on her, saying that it wasn't her concern and that you were too busy to clean. You told her if she wanted the house clean, she should do it herself. She's just moved in and you're treating her like a maid. That's my mother.
All right. First of all, none of that is true. Yes, she did message me this afternoon, but she wasn't asking if she could clean the house. Instead, she said a lot of hurtful things to me, telling me I wasn't good enough for you and that I wasn't fulfilling my wifely duties because I'm at work a lot and wasn't handling all the household chores. She even demanded that I leave work and come home to clean the house for her immediately. It was really hurtful, Jack, especially considering it's our home she's moved into.
I find that hard to believe. My mom would never do that.
What?
I find it hard to believe that my mom would be so rude. She's not that type of person. She's actually one of the sweetest women I know. I don't like the way you're trying to blame her for your behavior towards her this afternoon. You've been working late a lot recently, and you have to admit, things have been a bit chaotic at home.
Yes, I have been working late recently, and I'm a bit behind on my household chores, but that's besides the point. It was never an issue before your mom came to live with us. How can you just take her side and dismiss everything I've said? I'm your wife, Jack. I think I deserve some consideration when I tell you that your mom was the one who was rude.
It sounds like you're lying about my mom, Ashley. I don't appreciate you making false accusations. If this is how you're gonna behave now that she's living with us, then we definitely need to have a serious conversation to establish some ground rules.
You're setting ground rules for me? In my own house? You've got to be kidding me. You know what? Fine. Let's have that conversation. We can involve your mom too and establish some ground rules, including how we'll divide the chores.
What are you implying?
With 3 of us in the house now, there's bound to be more mess, which means more cleaning is required. I can't handle it all by myself, especially since I'm working until 6 every evening. So we'll need to share the workload.
But
That includes you, Jack. You'll have to pitch in and help with the chores.
I have my own job, you know.
Yes, and so do I. That's why it's only fair to divide the chores evenly. Your mom can also contribute since she's living with us now.
Alright, we can discuss this when we're all home.
Great. I'm looking forward to it, Jack. You need to talk to your mom, Jack. Have you seen the state of the house? It's a mess. There are dirty dishes everywhere, some with half-eaten food still in them. There's a persistent smell of cigarette smoke and full ashtrays everywhere. And your mom's clothes are scattered all over the place. I can't take this much longer, Jack.
If it bothers you that much, then clean it up. Do something about it if you can't stand the mess and smell.
I'd love to help with the cleaning, but if you recall, I had to take on extra hours at work just to cover the increase in our bills. I barely have any time to clean when I return home.
It's a bit convenient, isn't it?
Jack, I won't finish work until 10 p.m. tonight. That means I won't be home until around 10:30 or 11. After that, I need to wake up at 6 a.m. to get ready for work, which starts at 8 a.m. the next day. When would I have time to clean the house? Am I not supposed to sleep, eat, or have any personal time?
Maybe you should consider working shorter hours.
I wish I could, Jack. Have you seen how much our monthly bills have increased?
It can't be that much.
They've gone up by roughly $200 to $300.
What? How's that even possible?
I'm not sure. You might want to ask your mom.
Well, you'll have to figure something out.
What?
Well, yeah, my mom is going through a really tough time, so I can't expect her to take on all the housework right away. She needs time to adjust and cope with my dad's passing. Pressuring her to do all the cleaning won't help her heal.
I understand, but then you'll need to help out more. You'll have to do some additional cleaning and tidying while I'm working extra hours.
I'd rather not do that. I mean, I'm the husband, and the housework is typically seen as the wife's responsibility.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Traditionally, the housework is associated with women, so you'll need to find a solution to keep the house clean. We can't live in such a messy place.
And traditionally, paying the bills isn't considered a woman's job either. But I still do it, don't I? What's gotten into you?
What do you mean?
Ever since your mom moved in, you've become increasingly lazy, more demanding of me, and frankly, condescending. I don't know what your mom is saying to you, but whatever it is, you need to stop listening because her views are outdated and wrong.
My mom has helped clarify our roles in this house. You can't blame her for simply providing some guidance on how things should work between a husband and wife.
What are you talking about?
I'm the husband, and you should follow my lead.
Oh, is that right?
Yes!
Well, while you think about what you're doing to our marriage, I'm going back to work. I have responsibilities to attend to.
You can't just end things like this. You need to listen to me and then do as I say when you get back home.
Can I ask you something?
What?
Is this going to be your attitude from now on? Or will things go back to normal once your mom moves out?
Look, you might not like it, but this is the new me. My mom has given me a different perspective on how things should be, so I won't be going back to my old ways. Oh, and we're not gonna get rid of my mom.
I understand. I need some time to think.
What do you mean? Think about what? Ashley? Ashley!
Ashley, where are you? And when are you coming home to take care of the house? You need to talk to my son right now. You can't just leave and not say anything. Ignoring him isn't the solution. He's been trying to reach you for days.
I have been staying at my sister's, and I have work to attend to, along with some other tasks, so I can't chat right now.
Your husband is trying to talk with you. You can't just ignore him.
I have nothing to say to Jack. Not since you've turned him against me.
Well, maybe you should have been a better wife, and then he would actually respect you as his wife.
Or maybe you should have respected our privacy, left me, Jack, and our marriage alone, and found your own place to live instead of moving into our house.
I can see you're in a bad mood because things didn't go your way. This is typically what happens when one loses control over their husband.
Whatever, Emila. I don't have time for this. I have important things to do.
You know what? I regret ever allowing you to marry my son. Stop wasting time and file for divorce immediately.
It's done. I've filed for divorce. And you've moved out.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I mean exactly what I said. I initiated the divorce process. I might have jumped the gun by saying it's finalized, but it will be soon. The judge will review the case and grant me the divorce. So, it's as good as finalized.
But why? You're being dramatic.
Seriously? You're asking why? Have you noticed how you and Jack have treated me recently? You both have been unreasonably demanding, expecting me to do all the chores, cater to your every need, and essentially become a servant when I'm at home. You've pushed me to my breaking point. I don't want to live like that anymore. Jack refuses to let you live alone. So if that's how he wants it, then so be it.
Well, fine then. We don't need you anyway. You were never good enough for my son. He deserves a better wife, and especially one that's more appealing to look at. You really let yourself go, Ashley. No wonder Jack's been unhappy.
Sure, whatever. Oh, before I forget, both you and Jack will need to find a new place to live.
What? You're joking, right?
No, I'm dead serious.
This house belongs to my son. You can't kick us out.
Actually, the house is in my name.
What do you mean?
The lease and all the bills are in my name. I'm the one who pays for the mortgage and everything else, so I get to decide who lives in my house and who doesn't. I've endured enough of your negativity. You both have to go.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
But you're just the wife, not the husband. The husband owns everything, like the house and the car and stuff.
They might have in the 1950s, but in today's world, Amala, women can own things in their own right. Times have changed, I'm afraid.
What are Jack and I supposed to do now? Where should we go?
Well, as the man, I'm sure Jack can figure something out, right? He'll find a new place for you soon.
No, he can't. He doesn't have the money. Besides, I don't want to live with just him. He's a slob, and I can't stand living in a messy house.
Well, maybe you could go back to your own house.
The bank is reclaiming the property because I've been behind on making the mortgage payments. Jack was supposed to help me with it, but he never gave me a dime.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's not my problem anymore. You should have considered that before you treated me so poorly. You should discuss that with Jack. I can't waste my time anymore on the both of you. I have more important things to do.
Like what?
Like finally having a day to relax by myself. It's been a while since I've had the chance to sit back and enjoy some peace. Oh, and if you and Jack have moved out within a week, I'll be forced to involve the authorities.
You can't do that. This is my house, not yours.
Goodbye, Amala. After finalizing the divorce, I did indeed ask Amala and Jack to leave my house. It was tough parting ways with Jack, but he had changed significantly due to his mother's influence. I couldn't endure such a toxic environment any longer. Evicting them allowed me to return to a clean and peaceful home. After they left, I heard that Jack and his mother had to move into a small apartment because he couldn't afford to buy a new house. But I guess that's karma when you make someone else's life miserable without reason. As for me, I sold my house and used the proceeds to embark on a journey I'd always wanted to take but couldn't due to my marriage with Jack. So far, my trip has been amazing, and I look forward to whatever life has in store next.